In 336 BCE, a king was assassinated, and a world was thrown into chaos. In his place rose his son, a young man of just 20, inheriting a throne, a state-of-the-art army, and a dream that was not his own: the conquest of Persia. His name was Alexander. Tutored by the great philosopher Aristotle, he carried a copy of the Iliad into every battle. But he also carried a belief, whispered by his mother Olympias, that the blood of a god flowed through his veins. This wasn't just a king. This was a man who believed he could reshape the world. And he was right. His campaign was a whirlwind of speed and brutal genius. At the Granicus River, he ignored his general's cautious advice and led a reckless cavalry charge directly across the river, shattering the Persian lines. In the city of Gordium, he was faced with an ancient, intricate knot. Legend said whoever could untie it would rule all of Asia. Alexander didn't try to untie it. He drew his sword and sliced it in two, a perfect symbol for his approach to every seemingly impossible problem. At the Battle of Issus, he didn't just defeat the Persian army. He personally charged at its emperor, Darius III, forcing the King of Kings to flee in terror, leaving his own family behind. Alexander conquered city after city. When the island fortress of Tyre defied him, he spent 7 months building a massive stone causeway through the sea to reach its walls, and then crucified its survivors. But in Egypt, they didn't fight him. They crowned him pharaoh, and, at the oracle of Siwa, a priest greeted him as the son of a god. An idea Alexander was beginning to truly believe. After the final defeat of Darius at the Battle of Gaugamela, he was the undisputed master of Persia. He seized its immense treasuries and burned its magnificent capital, Persepolis, to the ground. A final, brutal act of revenge for a war that happened 150 years before he was born. But his ambition was limitless. He pushed east into the unknown lands of India. There, at the Battle of the Hydaspes, he faced his most terrifying foe: the war elephants of King Porus. In his final great tactical masterpiece, he won, but at a tremendous cost. It was there that his own men, exhausted, homesick, and terrified of the endless lands ahead, finally did what no enemy army could. They stopped him. They refused to go further. For the first time, Alexander's will was broken. The long march home was a disaster. He lost thousands in the unforgiving Gedrosian desert. Back in his new capital, he grew paranoid, executing old friends. He tried to fuse his worlds, forcing his officers to marry Persian nobles and adopting Persian customs himself, alienating his loyal Macedonians. And when his closest companion, his other half, Hephaestion, died of a fever, his grief was monumental. A terrifying spectacle of a man who had conquered the known world but had just lost his anchor. In 323 BCE, in the ancient city of Babylon, while planning his next campaign, Alexander the Great fell ill. 10 days later, he was dead. He was only 32 years old. Was it poison? A fever? We will never know for sure. On his deathbed, when asked who would inherit his impossibly vast empire, he supposedly whispered, "To the strongest." It was a prophecy. His generals, the Diadochi, tore his empire apart in 50 years of war. And yet, Alexander's legacy was not just destruction. In just over a decade, he had shattered the old world and forged a new one. His cities, the Alexandrias, became beacons of Greek culture, blending east and west to create a Hellenistic civilization that would pave the way for Rome. He was a conqueror, a visionary, a tyrant, and a scholar. A man who reached for godhood and, in doing so, became immortal.